Stop listening to productivity bros on Instagram, especially if you're a working mom. If you have ever tried to follow time management tips, tricks, hacks from social media only to feel like it just doesn't work for you, this episode is for you. Today, we are diving into why traditional time management strategies often fail for working moms and what to focus on instead to actually regain control of your life and your time. Hey, I'm Laura. I'm a time management strategist, and I help working moms and entrepreneurs ditch the hot mess and level up your work-life balance using a proven time management framework that I created. So many time management strategies are designed with the assumption that you have complete control over your schedule. But if you're a working mom, you already know that that is so far from reality. Instead of trying to fit your unpredictable life into rigid systems, I'm going to introduce you to a better way. One that is rooted in science and data, but created specifically for working moms. I'm also excited to share that enrollment for the April cohort of Time Management Academy, where you learn this signature framework, is officially open as of today. You can learn more and enroll at thelauraddavis.com/TMA. And I'm also going to put that link in the show notes for you. So let's dig into today's episode, which I am so excited about. Now, here's the problem with traditional time management advice. Most advice for how to manage your time effectively is built on the idea that you have full control over your schedule. But for working moms, our life just does not work that way. We are at the mercy of our jobs, our kids, our family needs, the demands of running a household. Sometimes it can feel like we have very little control over our schedule. But let's break down the three biggest flaws in traditional time management strategies and what you can do about them instead. So the first one is that rigid time blocks do not work. Now, all over Instagram right now, I am seeing people sharing beautiful color coordinated Google calendars that are filled to the brim every day, every minute, every waking minute is occupied by some type of time block. That is not the methodology that I teach. You have probably seen those productivity bros recommending that form of time blocking, breaking your day into neat little color-coded segments and scheduling every single hour with precision. But what happens when your kid wakes up sick? You have a last-minute work emergency that throws off your entire day. You get stuck in traffic and lose that precious time that you plan to do your workout. Strict schedules crumble under the unpredictability of mom life. So instead of rigid time blocks, you need flexible structure that allows for the inevitable disruptions. And that is one of the key principles of Time Management Academy, is that structure creates flexibility, but it's a special kind of structure that is created specifically for working moms. So the second popular time management strategy that I don't agree with is to wake up earlier. And I personally think that that advice is very unrealistic. We've all heard it. Just wake up at 5 a.m. before the kids wake up. That sounds great in theory, right? Except if you are already exhausted from waking up with a toddler at 1 a.m., 2 a.m., and 3:30 a.m., forcing yourself to wake up at 5 a.m. just pushes you closer to burnout and does more harm than good for your body, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So instead of sacrificing sleep, the real solution is optimizing the hours that you already have and ensuring that your priorities align with your actual capacity. Okay, now number 3 is overloading your to-do list. Traditional planners and to-do lists often encourage us to list everything out that we want to accomplish, right? The problem with this is that these lists are not based on available time. They're based on wishful thinking. Have you ever added tasks to your to-do list just because you think you should do them? Do you feel like there's never enough time to finish what you actually started? Or do you end the day feeling defeated rather than accomplished because your to-do list is still a mile long with barely anything checked off? This happens because you're planning for an ideal schedule, not a realistic one. So, what's the alternative? Let's talk about a better approach for all of these things. So, instead of trying to squeeze more into your schedule, the real key to time management as a working mom is to understand the principles of managing your time and learning the skills to manage your calendar and your schedule. This is exactly what we do inside of Time Management Academy, which is a live coaching program for 3 weeks designed specifically for working moms who want to finally feel at peace with their calendars while still crushing your personal and professional goals. So first, we're going to learn to manage your time, not just plan it, because planning and time management are two separate skill sets. So most people think that, they plan out their time, but they don't know how to actually manage it when things don't go as expected. So that's why inside of TMA, we focus on creating flexibility in your schedule while still staying productive. We also set up realistic weekly planning sessions that take only 30 minutes, and we learn how to estimate time properly so that tasks are not taking longer than you expected, which can really derail your schedule. Number 2 is implementing a system that works for you as an individual, because what works for you does not work for Karen, and what works for Karen does not work for Susie, and what works for Susie does not work for Samantha. Okay? So TMA is not about rigid schedules or trying to be a productivity robot, always producing, always producing. It's about designing a time management system that is tailored to your life, whether you have ADHD, a demanding career, or if you're even balancing a corporate job with a side business. So by the end of this program, you are going to have a sustainable way to manage your schedule. You're going to feel in control of your time instead of overwhelmed by it. And you are going to know exactly how to balance work, family, and personal life without burning out. Number 3 is to stop trying to do it all. So this is the third strategy. One of the biggest mistakes that I hear working moms make is believing that they need to be the one doing everything themselves. So the truth is that you don't have to be the exact person handling every single task that is on your plate. So when you make that to-do list for the day or the week, not everything on that to-do list has to be your responsibility. Even though you're the one that thought of it, that doesn't mean that you're the one who has to own it or has to do it. So inside of Time Management Academy, I also help you identify what truly needs your attention and what can be automated, delegated, or even eliminated, quite frankly, based on your goals for a certain time frame. Because what we might find is that maybe there is something that you want to accomplish, but that might be able to wait until later this year. So you can get that off of your plate right now. We're also going to shift your mindset from I have to be the one to do it all to I get to decide what matters most to me in my life. You're also going to create a manageable calendar system that prioritizes what actually moves the needle for you in your work life and your home life. And, just like how we talked about in the last episode about creating a time budget, just like you wouldn't spend money that you don't have, you shouldn't commit to things that you don't have time for. So you're going to learn how to do that inside of Time Management Academy. Now, if today's episode hit home and you related to all of the things that you heard and you want more, and you're ready to go just beyond listening to this advice on this podcast and YouTube episode every single week, and you're ready to actually implement a time management system that works for you, it is time for you to join the April cohort for Time Management Academy. TMA is a 3-week live coaching program where I personally walk you through and teach you my proven framework that helps working moms just like you ditch the chaos and feel at peace with your schedule. enjoy your mornings, even while getting the kids dressed, fed, and out the door without feeling rushed and overwhelmed. And finally, create breathing room for yourself without things falling through the cracks. So again, doors are open for the April cohort of Time Management Academy through Wednesday, March 26th. You can head over to theloradavis.com/TMA to grab your spot and hear about the fun bonuses that are available if you join by a certain date for the April cohort. I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. If you found it helpful, please share it with a fellow working mom or entrepreneurial mom who needs to hear this message. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next episode.